So feel free to throughout the presentation, feel free to jump in on turn your videos if you want, if you'd like. Certainly help me know I'm talking to humans. But yeah, jump in anytime, ask questions, stop me. Let's have a fun conversation. So welcome to the Big Ideas Challenge kickoff. We're super excited about this. And I have a very exciting announcement for you as we go. We're gonna have drum rolls and everything, and it's gonna be really fun. Before we keep going, I'm gonna play this quick video for you that just gives us a little idea about what the Big Ideas is and the real quick summary.
Emmanuel, you might want to start that over, and when you play it, click the little button that says share your computer sound.
Yeah, I thought I did that.
The sound wasn't coming through.
Yeah, my computer is being very exciting today.
The Big Ideas Challenge is a great resource for college students because it allows them to grow.
It gives them an opportunity to really challenge themselves.
This is a really good place to start.
It's a hands-on event.
A terrific motivator for them to move forward.
But the relationship you build,
The bonding and the networking that they do.
that's what's really invaluable.
So that's kind of what Big Ideas is. You guys didn't have fun watching that, I did. So what is a big idea? All right. It's a new idea that has create significant value to a group of people, or it's a unique value proposition. It can also be a new organization, a new product, an invention, a process, or a service. So it could be a significant change to an existing organization. So it could be any of those things, could be what your big ideas is. Or, when we say big ideas, we always want to make sure that we remind you guys it is your big idea. So what is your big idea? What is an idea you're passionate about? And so it could be any of those things that you're passionate about, that you're working on, that you and a group of friends are working on. That could be your idea. And so it could definitely be for profit, or it could be a nonprofit. That's, again, if whatever you are working on, that's what it could be. It could be a service, it could be a product. Doesn't really matter. What is your big idea? And to our actually drum roll to my big announcement, and our big announcement this year. I can hear many drum rolls, but I'm doing it for all of you guys. We have a new division this year, and we're super excited about it. We hope you guys are just as excited as we are. It's called the High Tech Division. We've never had this before. We're running Big Ideas for a long, long time. And for the very first time, we have a new division. So in the past, we've had the General Division, and then we added the Ag, Food, and Beverage Division for agriculture and food-related ideas. And this year, we're having the High Tech Division. I want to say a special thank you to Darren and Sarah Cotter. Oh, I thought someone had a question. A very big thank you to Darren and Sarah Cotter for sponsoring this, and it's supported by the Launch Minnesota. This is open to student and non-student teams. That's the other thing that's different about this. And so for the first time, we have a division that's not only for the students. Every other division is still for students only. The general is students only, the ag, fintech students only. But the new high-tech division, because of the partnerships that we're making on, with our partnership with Darren and Sarah, and with the Launch Minnesota, it's not for students only, but we are very confident in our students, and we are excited for our students to take on the challenge. And we know we have great ideas come from our students, so we are not worried about that at all. So again, non-student teams may compete. For non-student teams, they must be startups. They must not have gotten funding and sales over 50,000. So if you've made 50,000 and under, or 0 to 50,000, you're very fine and okay to compete. If you've made 50,000, more than 50,000 in sales, or you've gotten more than 50,000 in venture funds or angel funding and all that kind of funding, then unfortunately you do not qualify. So if you're a student team and you compete in the high tech, you can compete in the ag and the general divisions as well. Being in the high tech does not stop you from competing in the other divisions. Again, so if your business is innovative and it's a scalable technology business, please go ahead and apply to the high tech divisions here. So what are some of the things to know about the Big Ideas competition? And again, please feel free to just jump in and ask me questions. I tend to talk a little fast. So if I'm going too fast and you need me to say something again, please have me go back and catch me for me. But so the general student division, we're going to have, again, everyone's going to apply, however many people choose to apply. Please go ahead and do. We're going to select 4 teams as the finalists. And those 4 teams to go ahead to compete for the first, second, and third prizes, the first, second, and third place. For the ag, food, and bev, division, we're gonna select the top 2 finalists from all the applicants that apply in the ag division, and those 2 again will go ahead to compete for the top prize. And the high tech division, we're gonna have 2 finalist teams. One is going to be a student team and the other is going to be a non-student team, and we're going to have them go head to head, and we'll have one high-tech prize. And then as usual, we'll have our exciting People's Choice prize, where people get to vote at the actual event for their favorite favorite business or team or idea. So that's where you get to be your own star and try to earn yourself some money. Get people excited about your idea. Do it before the big idea. Start doing it from now. Start getting people excited and get a chance to win the People's Choice. And now, who is eligible? For the general and the ag division, it's not that different from what we've had in the past. These are 2 primarily student divisions, right? So only MSU students are eligible to apply if they have 2/3 of the team as MSU students. So you can have non-MSU student, but 2/3 of the team have to be MSU students. So it could be any major, doesn't matter what the major is. It could be any idea. You could be current or part-time MSU students. We can also have alumni within 2 years of graduation. So if you've only graduated in the past 2 years, you're also eligible to apply. Your teams can be actually, I misspoke earlier. Your teams can be 1 to 5 people, but you can have one non-MSU student be a part of you guys. So that's not quite 2/3. But again, so 4 people with MSU students, you can have one non-MSU as a part of you guys, and it could be, again, we're truly excited. We take pride in having a diversity of majors applying, and a diversity of ideas, diversity of businesses. And we love to see our student teams come in to do that. And for the high-tech division, again, if it's open to anyone in southwestern Minnesota, so all the counties in the southwest Minnesota certainly welcome to apply. I don't know if all the counts off the top of my head, but I have them somewhere, so I could definitely list them out for you. But it's anybody in that area definitely can apply. But again, if you're a non-student team, you must have only made $0 to $50,000 in sales or in funding of any kind. If you've made more than $50,000 in sales, or you've gotten more than $50,000 in funding, then you cannot apply. And then the teams can reapply, but you can reapply as many times as you choose if you've not won a prize. If you've won a prize, you can only win a prize maximum of 2 times before you become ineligible. So our past winners can also apply if they've only won a prize once or haven't won a prize at all. So other teams that have competed can certainly, you're certainly welcome to reapply and participate again. Now, I don't know if you guys have heard about Minnesota Cup or not, but that's one of the perks of applying the big ideas. And one of the things that I think makes us stand out is we're not competing with other venture competitions. We actually encourage you to go. What we are trying to do is build our entrepreneurs. So we are looking for ways for you to raise funds for your business. So if you participate in the big ideas, actually, you agree to go into the Minnesota Cup as a semifinalist if you win our general competition. So if you're, which is a perk. I mean, I think it's a big advantage. Minnesota Cup is the largest venture competition in the state, and it's pretty huge, and you get a lot of perks of that. So if you do win the Big Ideas Challenge in Mankato, then automatically you go past every other person and you become a semifinalist in the Minnesota Cup, and then there you win up to $50,000 in prizes for a student division winner. What is the process? How do you apply for this? Now, our applications open tonight, November 19th. You're welcome to start to apply. And those applications are due next year. So the 30th of January, you have to have your applications turned back in. The application, which I'll show the link a little later, is link.mnsu.edu/big2021 apply. But so you go in, it's a little different this year. We've prepared the applications slightly differently than we've done in the past, but it's still the same straightforward questions about your business, as long as you know that you have no challenges at all. So we would announce the finalist teams in February, and then again the top 4 teams for the general division, and the top 2 teams in ag, and the top 2 teams in high tech would go ahead to participate in the finals. Again, if you have any questions, please, I'm not really looking at chat, so just unmute yourself and let me know. So again, you go through that process. Sorry about that. But your business plans are due in March, and all the dates are here. Your video presentations are due in April, and that's like the final round. The business plans is like the round 2, and then you would be going ahead, if you're a finalist, to have a Q&A session with the judges. That's going to happen closer to the actual event in April. And then we have our Big Ideas Day, our big day, on the 13th of April. So if you want to, the rule book has all these details and dates and all the information you have, and I have that link right there that says link.mnsu.edu/big 2021 rulebook, and it shows you the rulebook. It has the links to all, the applications, the round 1, the round 2. It has all the dates, all the informations you have about what are the counties in Southwest, who's eligible. It has all that information in there. So please take note of that link and definitely go there and start your applications. And then the first round, here's the application to the first round. I'm just going to wait a second so that if you're writing it down or if you're copying it, then you can definitely write that down. This is really important. That's where the application for round 1 is.
I put it in chat for them too.
Thank you, Yvonne. So again, that's where you go to apply. So when you turn in your applications, when you send it back, then what do you do? And if you open the application, it shows you exactly where to turn your ideas in, your applications in and all that stuff. Then what happens? Then we take those ideas and then we send them to the first round judges. Now, these ideas are reviewed blindly, so the judges don't know your names or any personal information. They just see your idea and they judge based solely off of what your idea is. And that's round 1. And then round 2, now we have our 4 finalists from the general, 2 from the ag, 2 from the high tech, and now we're getting ready to really rock and roll, right? And so all 8 of you then get some expert help with your business and your business plan and all that stuff. So you get an expert coach. This coach helps you with refining your business model, talking you through your presentations, talking you through the social media video that you do to just create excitement and awareness about that stuff. And then we provide you with a life plan software that's completely free to you, but it helps you build your business plan. It walks you step by step. Everything that you need for creating a business plan is on there. And then you get a free consultation from the Small Business Development Center and SCORE. They can help you review your business plans. Now, what we found is in the past, students don't really take advantage of these resources. It would be in your best interest to. It's free to you and you're getting more help. There's no reason to not use it. So please go ahead and use it. Then there is help with reviewing your pitch. There is help with preparing your videos. We provide video support to you so that your videos are as professional as you like them to. And so it's not something else that you're worrying about. You know, we just want you to focus on preparing your idea, bring your business, getting ready to pitch, and working solely on that. And then we want to help you take care of everything else, at least as much as we can. And then we have the big day. Now you've turned in your business plans, your videos in, and you're ready to rock and roll. There's hundreds of people waiting to listen to you, and it's all fun. And last year it was online with Zoom. It's looking like it'll be very much like that this year. But we had an absolutely amazing time, actually a much bigger turnout because people could attend from all over the world. My parents were able to watch from Nigeria. It was super cool. They're super excited. So, you know, we have the big day and then we have the teams are presenting. We are having each team, regardless of how many divisions you're applying, turn in only one video. So like I said earlier, if you think your business qualifies for both high tech and the general, you can do that, but just know that you're only required to turn in one video. So the one video will count for however many divisions you applied in. And then on the big day, we have the people's choice voting, and then people get to choose what their favorite award is, and you get to win $2,000. So again, it's worth you creating all the excitement you can. Is worth you doing all the extra videos and getting people super excited and bringing your people to watch, and you know, just doing all those things so people can get super excited, know what your business is, know what your idea is, and then come and vote for you. And the prizes, again, super exciting part, right? We have lots of money. So last year, you know, it was significantly less than this, and this year we've gone up to about $19,000. So that's $4,000 more in prizes. That could be one. But the first place for general is $5,000. Second place is $3,000. Third place is $2,000. A lot of money. And then our new high-tech division is $4,000 in prize money. And then the ag, food, and beverage division is $3,000. And then, of course, people's choice, not last but not the least, certainly is $2,000. That's not least, is another $2,000. So you do the math and see how much you can win. You know, if you won the first place general students in the general division, and you're also the high-tech division winner, then that's $9,000. And then if people also thought your idea was the coolest, it's another $2,000, and so it's $11,000. So that could really add up quickly for you. But regardless of where you end up, $5,000 is a lot of money, $2,000 is a lot of money. I have a start. Well, I'm working on a startup, and I know what $2,000 would do for my business. And so please take advantage of this, get all the help you can. We're always excited to talk to you guys and walk through your businesses and walk through your applications and provide whatever help you need. So please go ahead and apply, and please know that there isn't anybody's definition of a big idea. It's your definition of your big idea. So it could be whatever you're working on. If you're passionate about it, if you're excited about it, and trust me, we're just as excited about it. And here's our contact information. Yvonne is the director of center. Of course, you guys know Yvonne. Everybody knows Yvonne. So there is her number and her email. My email is there as well. We are meant to be in Morris Hall, but we know we're also not meeting this year. So send us emails, give us a call. We're certainly very excited to help you guys. We're happy to meet with you. And if you have any questions, please go for it.
Thanks, Emmanuel. So if you have questions for Emmanuel, you know, about the rules, or for me about those, that'd be great. But we also have some past Big Ideas Challenge winners and finalists that are here with you today. Sam Sismedia is here from Sismedia Lawn Care. He was one of our second place winners last year with his lawn care business. Miles is here from Coconut Whisk. Hi, Miles. Nice to see you. They won the Ag, Food, and Beverage division and have gone on to take their vegan baking mix company to new heights. Keep seeing you on television and in social media. You're just going nuts. It's awesome.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's been a journey.
Well, maybe we could just take a moment for each of you. I don't know if we have any other past winners that are here today, but we'll start with both of you. How about you take just a couple minutes and tell us a little bit about your business, maybe like why did you get involved in Big Ideas and how did it work out for you?
Yeah, I suppose I'll start.
Thanks.
So I guess just in a nutshell, my life partner and I, we started Coconut Whisk in our senior year of college because we both went vegan and gluten-free, and we could never find any baking mixes on the shelves. And so we decided to scratch our own itch and create our own baking mixes that tasted good and was better for you. And we applied last minute for the Big Ideas Challenge. We saw a little flyer on the wall, and we applied for it and worked very hard and ended up winning the food and ag division. So we got a few $1,000s from that, which was great seed money, enough for the legal startup stuff and just getting all the certifications that you need in order to start producing food. And that was 2 years ago, back in 2018, and now we've expanded into 50 retail shelf stores and e-commerce website, hitting 6 figures this year, getting into national distribution, talking to Walmart. So it's been a journey, but we definitely really are thankful for the Big Ideas Challenge. It was our first pitch we've ever done, and there's been countless others. So if anything, it's really good practice for the future. Yeah.
I put the link to your website in chat. I got to tell you, the cookies are delicious, especially the snickerdoodles. That's my recommendation. Yeah. Check them out. Sam, would you talk about your experience with Big Ideas?
Yeah, so I'm Sam Sismedia. I started Sismedia Lawn Care a few years ago. I guess to start up, the biggest thing for my company is that, why would I do Big Ideas? Because at the bare basic of it, I just cut grass. But Yvonne was able to help me kind of use it as more of a learning experience and just kind of help build my company, if nothing else. So learning about my numbers, learning about what I need to do, and networking with people, finding other people in the community to give me feedback and kind of where I should take it, who I should work with. I've gotten quite a few new customers and kind of people giving me better advice on where I should take it and where I should waste my money and whatnot. And yeah, it's been a big help, and I've learned a lot and definitely built some confidence trying to sell yourself to someone. Because even when you're on a Zoom, the judges across from you, it's like you got to be ready for whatever question they give you.
And what year in school are you now, Sam?
I'm a sophomore.
So he's a freshman when he applied and participated last year. So if any of you are freshmen and you're thinking, oh, it's too early, it's not too early. What was for either one of you, as you were thinking about applying for Big Ideas, what were you most worried about?
I would say the presenting in front of people. That's obviously the most stressful thing for sure, but it's not as bad when you get up there and you actually do it. Something just clicks in your mind and you just become sharp as a tack when you start presenting. I think it's just the buildup. That's the worst part, but it's not that bad.
Yeah, I was worried about presenting too. And then when it got switched to online, a little bit of the presenting went away because I wasn't standing on a stage. But it was also like, oh my God, I have to make a video and make it look good. And it's still like, I don't have that big of a big idea. So that was always eating at me. Is my idea big enough? Are people going to like it? Or am I just cutting grass? So
it turns out they liked it a lot. And I don't think it's just cutting grass. That's what I keep telling you. You're hiring people, that's pretty awesome. So any questions for Sam, for Miles, or for Emmanuel? You can go ahead and raise your hand, or you can just unmute and talk. We can have a conversation. It's cool. Another thing that I was thinking about was like all the preparation. Emmanuel was talking about all the help that we provide. Did you both had mentors that worked with you as you worked on your business plan and your pitches? Were the mentors helpful? Was that a good thing to do?
Yeah, we had one mentor. We actually had two mentors, but one of them was kind of off the books. The first one was, I'm forgetting her name, it was so long ago, but she owns Curiosity in Mankato. So that really helped out with the whole retail space. She was our first retailer to pick us up. High View was the second, which was great in Mankato because we were in the press after winning, so that was huge. And then also the mentor, she owned a paleo baking mix company, and so she had a lot of great insights right away about like how do you mass produce this stuff and all that. So yeah, the mentors were very helpful.
Yeah, you had Heidi Wynn and
Heidi.
Yep. Yeah, they loved working with you too. Every finalist gets paired up with a mentor. And I do that pairing. Basically, I get to know you, of course, through the application process. And I have a whole list of business people who are just waiting to meet you. They're literally lined up. I was just talking to somebody yesterday about, hey, you can be a mentor again this year? Oh my gosh, yeah, please sign me up. Can't wait, So they get really excited about meeting their teams each year. How about you, Sam? Did you work with a mentor?
Yeah, so I had April Femright. She's worked with a lot of different businesses. She has a business brokerage right now. And actually the year before, I actually did some landscape work for her and her family. So I got to know her really well, kind of on both sides. So it was kind of nice being comfortable with her and kind of, having her give me a point of view as someone who's worked with me in the past, and also kind of someone who can give me guidance from her background.
Yeah, April, when she was a grad student, actually created the Big Ideas Challenge. And she is a person who has applied for and won venture competitions with her bamboo clothing business years ago. So I find some great mentors, you guys. Probably one of the better benefits of being part of Big Ideas is that one-on-one working with the mentors. And the mentors compete with each other. There's a fair amount of trash talking and nonsense that goes on between the mentors about their people. Hey, mine's going to win. No, mine's going to win.
Yeah, I think another great thing that was very helpful is getting started on the business plan. It's very extensive. It's kind of an intimidating thing. We started with such, it was complex but simple. It was complex at the time, and now looking back at it, it was simple compared to what it has evolved into now. But it's definitely a great starting point as well. Just starting with that business plan on life plan, I think we used.
Yeah. Awesome. So no questions from everybody out there? It's always so intimidating to be the first one to speak up. As Emmanuel was saying, we are planning on an online event this year. With everything that's going on, we figured, we have to plan for something and get our plans in place. So that's our current plan. We're hoping that maybe we can do some in-person things that lead up to it, or something where we can get together with you in the spring. But we're going to try and make it as much fun and as interactive and engaging as we possibly can. Believe me, there'll be games, there'll be lots of stuff for the audience to do. It'll be fun. Especially with Emmanuel, putting his creative juices to work. It's amazing. It's another resource for you as you're thinking about big ideas is Emmanuel. He will be available to you all throughout the process. I'm happy to help. When he's competed before, you didn't tell him that, Emmanuel. You want to tell him real quick?
Yeah, it's been so long, I was almost forget, but no, I don't forget. So I took part in the very first, so April's, when April created Big Ideas in 2015. I think that was my junior year. And yeah, we just, one of my partners heard about it, and we'd been talking about this drone delivery business for a long time and wanted to do that in Nigeria. And so we thought, let's put something together really quickly. And we thought we didn't have enough time because with our idea, we thought we had to have a working prototype. Well, we didn't have enough time for that, or expertise, or none of that. But it turned out we did not need to. We actually just, put together what we had. But the big things for us, again, like Sam and I can't remember his name just mentioned, but the business plan is like, it wasn't anything we had worked on. So getting help with the business plan was really major. And then we like they mentioned, we also took that to apply in other places. We got a mentor. He owned Volk at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was really nice help. You get to, and then like I always say, you get to know some of the things you don't know. And I think that's what stood out for us, was when you start getting hit with those questions, you're like, oh, I didn't think about that. Oh, I didn't think about this angle. Oh, that angle too. And so you start to you definitely are in a better position. And then not just for the competition, it's a business you're trying to run. It's something you're trying to move forward with. So those are things that you need to know. So it's such a huge learning curve. It's nice practice for going into more. And Yvonne will be talking a little bit about that because we encourage that. So you get this practice, you get judges' feedback, and then you take all that feedback, and then you adjust something, and then you go into other places. And so you'd see that, we've had applicants that have applied to multiple competitions, and I've gotten in and I've even won some because of that kind of experience. So it's been a great experience for me. I'm still working on it, and a lot of other finalists are too. So
That's a perfect segue. So how to apply and win venture competitions. The most important single piece of advice is already on the first slide. Tell a story. I think that both of the gentlemen who are here that have participated in the past would agree with that, wouldn't you? I'm seeing nodding. Okay. So who's here tonight? I want to ask you to tell us, what's your 30 second to 1 minute version of some idea that you're working on? If you have an idea, you can go ahead and unmute and tell us what idea you're working on in your name. It might spark some other conversation as we're going forward. How about we start, Jill, would you talk about your idea real briefly?
Sure. So my idea is building off of an already existing technology that takes regular garbage and converts it to methanol, and the methanol can be used to convert to hydrogen and put in a fuel cell to create electricity, heat, and running water. And so what my idea is to take that existing system and condense it into like a traveling trailer that can be brought to remote, non-developed areas to provide clean drinking water and electricity to improve quality of life.
Very cool. Definitely a high-tech division option. Thanks, Jill. Appreciate you going first. And if you don't have an idea you're working on right now, are you still noodling about it, or you just don't want to share it yet? It's totally okay. You can just say, hey, here's my name, and I'm just here listening tonight and learning. That's fine. Spencer, how about you? You have an idea you're working on?
I don't have an idea I'm working on. Right now in class, we have kind of a group project that we're spearheading. I wouldn't necessarily bring that here, but it's all-inclusive washer and dryer. And there are washer and dryer units all in one, but the problem with it is it's really loud, like obnoxiously loud. And hopefully with what we were trying to do is reduce the noise and eventually have kind of like a chute when it's done to kind of have it out and ready to be folded. So you know exactly, with a peek around the corner, you know exactly when it's done, and you can just press a button and like leave it for the rest of the day.
Cool. Just remember, I have to stop sharing here so we can see each other. Hey, Michelle, you want to talk about your business idea? Your business?
Yeah, hi Yvonne. I have been already running e-commerce jewelry business with my partner Maya in the Zoom. So we launched a couple of months ago, and we're just looking at growing and expanding our business. So we hope that this Big Ideas Challenge will help us do that.
Very cool. Welcome. Nice to see you. Hi, welcome, Maya. Do you want to unmute and say hi to you?
Hi, everyone. What Michelle just said is pretty much what I'm here to do, and I'm wanting to learn more, so I'm just listening along and joining this call.
Awesome. Well, it's nice to see you. Hi, Tony. How about you?
Hi, so I'm Tony, and right now I'm just in the beginning stages, but I definitely want to develop a app for athletes and just really anybody who wants to play sports. For me, when I was an athlete, I think one of the biggest challenges was finding people to connect with and work out with. So I was thinking maybe develop an app where people could connect and eventually find spots where people are are playing sports. It's like a quick pickup game. I don't really know yet, but it's kind of the main gist of it.
That sounds really fun. Thank you. Chris O'Keefe. You have an idea you're working on? Maybe not. That's okay. Jack. Jack R. If there's more than one, I think there's just one Jack. Hey, Jack, do you have an idea you're working on? You want to tell us about?
I do not. I'm just here to listen and learn.
Well, I'm glad you're here. Thank you. And thanks for unmuting and saying hi. Hey, Austin, how about you?
No, I don't have an idea right now.
Okay. Well, thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, Kimberly, I love your picture. Let's see who else is here. Amber?
I don't have an idea either. I'm just here to learn.
That's awesome. Great to have you here. And Andy just joined us. Andy, do you have a business idea that you're working on?
Yeah, actually, I do. As an athlete, as an accounting major, as well as a little exercise science background knowledge, I'm working towards at my time here. I'm developing kind of an idea to create a way to bring gameplay analytics, which is becoming a huge thing in the world of sports. Combine that with like a recovery type analytics. There are companies that do both, but no company that does it together. And it's just a very, very new thing to the world of sports that I'm super interested in creating, and kind of already in the process. I've talked with the recovery guy who actually works with the Minnesota Timberwolves, and just kind of discussed some ideas and ways to make it possible in the game of hockey.
That's really cool. We definitely need to talk. I've got some connections for you too. I was just talking today with Mike Beck from the St. Paul Saints.
Oh yeah, yep.
The owner of the Saints, he's awesome.
Yeah.
And he gave me his contact info in case I have any students have anything sports related. So you want to meet Mike?
Awesome. I do have to jump off soon. I gotta get on the SAC Zoom call, so the Student Athletic Advisory Committee. So I do have to jump off here pretty soon. So
great to have you here. And David, do you want to share about Pursuit Financing? That'd be great.
Yeah, my name is David Alimo, and I am focusing on a startup that is called Pursue Financing. And basically what we're trying to do is we're trying to help Gen Z understand financial literacy by helping them understand their personal expenses for the money that they're making from their 9-to-5, their checks. And we're just trying to help them understand how to save money and help them understand where to put their money. And we feel as if we're the best for this job because we are them, we are Gen Z. And that's what we're trying to focus on, and that's what we're trying to build. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, David. There's one gentleman, I don't know how to say your name. Or maybe it's lady. Can't tell by the name or the picture. If there's one more person here, you can go ahead and unmute and share about your business idea if you want to.
Hi, I'm Elle. I don't have a business idea. I'm just here to learn.
Great. Hi, Elle. Nice to meet you. Well, that was a lot easier than I thought it would be. Thanks for helping me out. So I'll give you a quick little lesson, and then you can reach out to me and I will help all of you. So finding competitions. These are 3 key phrases you can use in Google to find venture and business plan competitions. But I've also gathered a whole list for you. And there's a link right here that we can pop into chat too. Whoops, clicked on it and it didn't work. If you put that into chat for me, Emmanuel, I should appreciate it. That takes you to a Google document where I've listed out every business plan competition that I know of that you can apply for. They're color-coded so that the green ones are for grad students only. Otherwise, the rest of them should be available for you to apply for. I've given you the link, the deadline dates, approximately what time of the year they have their applications and when they have their events. A couple of notes about eligibility that you can scan through. And then where I know it, there's a note there that says, what's the focus of this event? There are business plan competitions out there like the Assistive Tech Challenge that happens over in Rochester that are about finding technology solutions that help people who have physical or mental disabilities, either temporary or permanent. So they have a specialized focus for their particular event. And I make a note of that in there. There's some that are about social justice. There are some that are about the environment. There are some that are specifically about athletics and outdoors. The Weber competition, for example, the Weber Grill folks, they have a competition that's about ideas that might fit for park and rec or outdoors kinds of activities. So there's a whole variety of information that's on that one document. And I keep updating that. As I get an email saying, hey, tell your students about our competition, I add it in there for you. So by participating in the Big Ideas Challenge, you get that pitch together, you get your business plan together, you've worked with a mentor, now you've practiced, and you've had multiple people look at your stuff. Now you have a toolkit that you can take to any of these other competitions and keep on competing. Hearing Glasses won second place along with Sam last year. They tied for second. Hearing Glasses went on to win at Entrepreneurial Bridge and won $5,000 there. And then they went on, and just the other day, they won $10,000 at another competition. And they found that competition by looking at that document. So how do you choose a competition? Look at what are they asking for? Is it purely a pitch competition? There's one in St. Louis, the St. Louis Cardinals competition, where you actually pitch when there's no COVID situation. You pitch on the mound at the baseball stadium. And it's just a pitch competition. There are others where they have a planned competition, but no pitch. But most usually have a combination of the two, the plan and the pitch. Some have a video only. So there's all sorts of different kinds of competitions out there. So look to find the one that kind of fits what you like. What are the requirements? What's the focus of the competition? Does it fit your business well? Are you eligible? When does the competition happen? You will notice as you look at that sheet that there's a bunch of competitions that all happen about the same time of year. So you might want to be selective so that you're not going from competition to competition over a couple week period. Usually in March and April, there's like a whole bunch of them that come due because a lot of them are hosted by universities. And so they want to have their competition before the end of the spring semester. And then what stage is your business at? And does that match with what that competition is looking for? Some competitions are there for early stage ideas, like the business pitch competition that's happening tomorrow. That is for something you could dream it up tonight if you want to. And if you want to pitch it tomorrow, you can. It's just pure, hey, what kind of idea do you have? And can you convince somebody in 5 minutes that it's a great idea? So that's super early stage. And then there's others where you have to have a launched business and be making money before you compete in that kind of a competition. So there's everything in between. So what I mean by stages. So this is a diagram of what the startup development phases kind of are, just so that you get this in your mind. You start out with ideating, which is coming up with your idea and kind of formulating your idea and changing it and concepting it. And then there's a commitment stage where you start building your prototypes. You start building your product, if it's a product, and making your thing. Or maybe you make visual diagrams of it. Then you validate your idea with your potential customers and find out, do they like the idea? That doesn't mean you necessarily are starting to sell. It could be that you show them diagrams and you get feedback from people. And then you start to work on that product market fit. You make adjustments. Whenever you show something to people, they go find out that there's stuff they don't like, there's stuff that they do like, and you're going to want to make changes. And then you start scaling up and getting more established. What we're talking about for most of the business plan competitions is really all in that pre-startup area. There's a little bit that's in the purple startup area, but most are in what I'd call pre-startup. And I even break this down a little further. And this is how I break it down. Where are you with your project right now? Do you just have an idea? That's fine. Have you researched your customers, but you haven't really looked at how exactly would I do this? Or have you researched how you're going to do it and you've built your thing, but you haven't really researched your customers? Or have you done both of those things, but you haven't put together a plan? Or have you started sketching out a plan, maybe on Canvas, or even starting an outline of a business plan? Or have you built your prototype or built your what's called an MVP, a minimum viable product, something that you could sell, but it's kind of minimal and really basic, and you build them one at a time instead of mass produced. For example, Bella and Miles, when they first started out, they were making baking mixes in their apartment. They were mixing them up right there, right? And then they were packaging them themselves and sending them out. That's a minimum viable product. And then there's customer feedback. Are you starting to get some feedback about your prototype and your minimum viable product? Or are you at the stage where you've got a plan, you've got a pitch, you're ready to just go out there and get some money and take things to the next level? And the little diagram in the corner is just to remind you that this isn't necessarily linear. It can be a very iterative kind of, well, okay, we get this far and then we learn some stuff and then we go back and we revise our idea. And then maybe we get this far and we make a prototype and we realize, hey, we need more customer feedback. Okay, we got to go back to doing more research. So many times this goes back and forth. And that's totally natural and totally fine. So how do you apply? Obviously, read and follow the rules. Gather information together, like make sort of a portfolio, kind of a briefcase, a digital briefcase for yourself that has photographs, little video clips, short descriptions of your business. If you do customer research, gather that all together. And and any write-ups that you have of what you've done to research your business idea, diagrams, things like that. I'd start putting those together into kind of a digital portfolio, basically a folder on a Google Drive or in OneDrive, and start gathering that all together. You could create a canvas. I'll show you what a canvas is in a second. It's a one-page business plan. Write a plan, or at least parts of it. Most people that start companies don't actually write a big full business plan. But as students and people who are thinking about going into a venture competition, it's a really good idea. It's a good initial step to learn about all the little pieces that you might want to think about. But it isn't an absolutely necessary thing for you to start. I also recommend that maybe you shoot a little raw video for a pitch. For example, Sam's pitch video last year, he had video of his team shoveling, his team planting, him by his truck. And he had these clips of video that he had shot at various points with his camera, probably with his phone. Yes. Was it with your phone, Sam?
It was a little bit of my phone and a little bit of my buddy's camera.
A little bit of my buddy's camera. But, you shoot those raw videos and then just have that story. You can always put it together into something fancier later if you've got little clips. And then you take all of that information and adjust it to fit the rules and the focus of the competition you're going into. And my last piece of advice about the application process itself is get others to review your application before you put it in. As many people as will read it and will look it over for you. And I'm always happy to do that for you, whether you're participating in big ideas or not. If you're going to compete in a competition now or even after you graduate, I will always be a person who will help you with that review process. This is what a canvas looks like if you've never seen one before. This is a lean canvas. There's a business model canvas that it was based off of. But basically, it's just a bunch of boxes that you fill in with short little phrases as you're trying to kind of take your idea and start moving it toward reality. What are all the different pieces that I need to be thinking about? What's the problem I'm trying to solve? What's the solution? What's unique about what I'm doing versus what other people are doing? What are the costs involved in doing this? And where's the money going to come from? So it just makes you think about all these different pieces. Some handy tools for you. And this, by the way, this whole meeting is being recorded. We're going to post the video up later, so you can always come back to these, so you don't have to scramble to get all these addresses. But these are some really handy tools that I use with many of the students that I'm mentoring with their business ideas. The Marvel app is one that I would point out because several of you mentioned that you're working on apps. Marvel app is a free resource that you can use to actually build a prototype of your app idea and have it look pretty darn good to be able to show it to customers. So check that one out. Canva, I'm sure many of you are familiar with that for creating on-the-fly graphics, even if you're not necessarily a terrific graphic designer. Canvanizer is a tool that you can use for creating canvases. Lean Stack is that lean canvas I just showed you and kind of all about that. And then Fast Track, that link at the very top, is a free resource where you can basically take a class that walks you through thinking about your business idea and what are the pieces that would go into a business plan. That's interactive, it's got games, it's got little teeny mini quizzes for you, and it's totally free. So how to win? Back to that, tell a good story. What do I mean by good story? Have a wow statement somewhere in there. Something that you can say in a sentence or two that makes people sit back and go, wow, that's cool. That's what we mean. personal, meaningful origin story. Tell a little bit of the story. David Bassey was one of our agriculture, food, and beverage winners, and he got up and he showed pictures of his grandmother gardening. And he started talking about how he grew up with his grandmother, talking to him about the earth and growing food, and it led him to where he was today. His grandmother really didn't have anything to do with the end product he was talking about, which was a vertical axis wind turbine kit for greenhouses. But it told this personal story about why he was interested in food and why he was interested in growing the food that captured people's attention right away. So have something, a personal, meaningful origin story that goes with yours. When I started my company, it was called Internet Connections. It was back in 1993, before anybody had the internet. We actually opened our business the day it was legal to create an internet service provider on July 3rd, 1993. And my personal story was, I had two little kids in school, and at their elementary school, they had books that had East and West Germany in them. And there wasn't an East and West Germany anymore. And that drove me nuts. And I love the idea that we could do something that would help those teachers to be able to have those kids talk to kids in Germany and talk to kids in Asia and talk to people all over the world and have current, up-to-date information, no matter how small or rural their school was. That was a big part of why we started the company in the first place. So also you need to, your story has to include in it that you're doing something that's actually viable, it'll actually work. So showing that you've done some research into your customers, into your industry, into your competition, and into how you're going to build your thing or how you're going to do it, helps to build that confidence in the person that's listening that you know what the heck you're talking about and that you can actually pull this off. And then the financial part is explaining to them just enough of the finances so that they can get the idea that you could make money at this. I'll give you a quick example. For my business, when we first started, we bought enough bandwidth from the provider that we purchased from that we could have 500 people on that bandwidth. That bandwidth was going to cost us $1,000 a month. Now remember, back in these days, there was long distance phone calls and there's no cell phones, right? So the only way to call somebody who was far away, you call them and it would tick away and cost money. So we had this idea of getting this bandwidth, and then we would sell it to people. At $1,000 a month, that's pretty expensive. We needed to have 40 customers at $25 a month to just cover that. And then in order to pay ourselves, we needed another 100 people. But that's only 140 people, and we had capacity for 250 to 500 on that bandwidth. So everything above 140 was pretty much profit. And by quickly telling that story and showing that quick little math, people could understand that, oh, okay, there's money to be made here. So you don't have to go into a huge amount of detail about your finances to tell a compelling story that, yeah, there's money that can be made here. And I still have that business 26 years later and have made a good living there. And then the last thing that you tell is about your team, your capabilities and your passion. For my particular business, I was the business person. I had a business degree. I didn't know much about the technology behind doing the internet stuff. But my husband was the network technician for the state university system. He had 25 years of experience of building networks and understood exactly what was necessary to hook people up. So the combination of our two sets of skills showed that capability. But then we also had to demonstrate that we were really passionate, we were really in this. And one of the ways we did that was I quit my job and I made that my full-time thing. He kept his full-time thing, and then our company was his side gig for a while. So these are the key pieces of that story that you tell. A wow statement. And for us, it was worldwide communication instantly for only $25 a month. And that was amazing back then. For you, I know that's like a big deal, worldwide communication. We did that all the time. But back in July of 1983, there was no email. There were no cell phones. None of that, except for, in remote laboratories and military installations. So be part of the startup community. That's our email, CIENMNSU. Facebook is CIE Mankato. Every Wednesday morning, 1 Million Cups meets in Mankato. We have it all on Zoom. And you can come and watch two people give their presentations about their business ideas. You could be one of those people that presents someday too. It's a great way to practice for business plan competitions because it's a supportive environment. Nobody's judging you. Nobody's saying, I don't think they presented very well. It's very much a, hey, how can we help? kind of an atmosphere. And it's absolutely wonderful. There's about 25 people that are there every Wednesday morning, so waiting to hear about your ideas. And you can come just be in the audience and watch other people do it and get a chance to meet other folks that are supportive of entrepreneurs. The Small Business Development Center provides free services to help you with your business ideas. So in addition to me, Emmanuel, and everybody else that we can pull around you, the SBDC has free services, marketing people, finance people, who will help you with legal stuff like getting your patent, and just a whole team there that will help you to put your package together. And SCORE is the Service Corps of Retired Executives. They also have free counseling. There is a club on campus, an RSO called Enactus. They do social entrepreneurship. You're very welcome to join that group. You'll find a bunch of other people with like-minded entrepreneurs. And in co-working spaces and innovation centers all over, you'll find people that are interested in supporting startups. So any questions? I'm gonna pause here to wrap up in just a couple minutes. Just wanna see if anybody has any questions. Those are the secrets. If you wanna see examples of videos from last year to see kind of what the student videos look like, I put a link into chat earlier that links to all of the videos that the students made. We have a team that we work with, and the students kind of provided their videos, and then the team helped with the editing and pulling it all together. So even if you're not in Mankato, you know, you can shoot your video wherever, get your raw video together, and then the team will help you with editing it, putting it together, making it look nice. I see a note in chat. Oh, good. Thanks, May. Appreciate that. Well, if nobody has any other questions, I hope it was helpful. Please, please know that both Emmanuel and I would love to meet you, love to talk with you more about your ideas. I've met with a few of you before in the past, and you know that I'll be here for you.